In 2023, the South Korean government announced a sweeping housing affordability policy aimed at curbing skyrocketing home prices. The policy includes tax incentives for first time buyers, stricter regulations on speculative investments, and plans to supply 1.5 million public rental units by 2025. Critics argue it lacks immediate relief for renters, while supporters highlight long term stability. Housing prices in Seoul have risen 23% since 2020, squeezing middle class families. Seoul's average apartment price now exceeds 1.2 billion KR bubblers, $900,000, forcing families to relocate to satellite cities. Monthly rents for officetels jumped 35% in 2022 alone. Over 60% of young adults in their 30s live with parents due to unaffordable deposits. Vacancy rates remain below 1% for mid-range units, while luxury high-rises sit half-empty, a stark symbol of housing inequality. In October 2023, 50,000 protesters marched in Gwanghwamun Square demanding rent controls. Organizers from the Housing Justice Coalition highlighted cases of families evicted after Jeonse lump sum deposit scams. Police detained 12 activists attempting to occupy vacant luxury units in Gangnam. Viral slogans like "My deposit equals landlord's yacht" underscore generational anger toward property speculation. Conservative media outlets emphasize policy risks, quoting the Korea Real Estate Board's warning that price caps could reduce new construction by 18%. Progressive networks spotlight human interest stories, like a 78-year-old widow evicted after 40 years in her home. Social media algorithms amplify rent-too-high content, with 1.2 million related posts in Q1 2023, a 300% increase from 2021. During a heated National Assembly session, opposition lawmakers brandished data showing 72% of new public housing units were allocated to households earning over 100 million KR bubbles per year. The ruling party countered with OECD comparisons, noting Korea's homeownership rate, 56%, lags behind the OECD average, 68%. Independent analysts warn that without addressing land speculation, policies may only benefit developers. A Korea Society Opinion Institute poll reveals housing concerns now surpass jobs, 53%, and North Korea, 22%, as voters' top priority. Disapproval of the ruling party's handling rose to 61% among renters under 40. However, regional divides persist. Busan residents prioritize deregulation, 45%, while Seoulites demand stricter controls, 63%. Analysts note these trends could swing 12 swing districts. The 2030 Housing Network has registered 220,000 new voters through TikTok campaigns parodying real estate ads. Their viral pencil skyscraper stunt, stacking 10,000 pencils to represent unaffordable deposits, garnered 8 million views. Local chapters organize renters' assemblies to draft policy demands, bypassing traditional parties. Over 40% of new members had never voted before. Construction giants like Hyundai E&C and Lotte RE spent 28 billion KR bubbles lobbying in 2023, targeting lawmakers on the Land Committee. Leaked documents reveal proposals to weaken Greenbelt restrictions in exchange for affordable units, often just 10% of projects. Critics note these units still exceed median incomes. Luxury showrooms near Parliament display models tagged "Coming Soon" political discounts. Opposition candidate Lee Jae-myung pledges to convert 30% of government-owned land to public housing, funded by a 2% wealth tax. Incumbent Han Dong-hoon counters with supply-first policies, promising deregulation to boost construction. Minor parties gain traction with radical ideas like capping rents at 20% of income. Door-to-door canvassers report housing dominates 8 in 10 voter conversations. April 2024 results show the ruling party lost 18 seats in Greater Seoul, their worst performance since 2016. Exit polls confirm 68% of under 35 voters cited housing as decisive. The Progressive Justice Party gained 9 seats by championing rent control. However, low turnout, 58%, in homeowner-heavy districts suggests complacency. As analysts declare the housing election, new protests already gather outside City Hall.